from steam power which sparked the Industrial Revolution, to the electric telegraph that connected nations.
History is marked by discoveries that have transformed our world.
Each has demanded a leap into the unknown. Those who embraced change thrived, while others were left behind. And now, it's the dawn of a new era.
But this time we stand on the precipice of a far, far deeper transformation.
Join us on this journey to discover how AI will redefine our world.
Will you take the leap?
Perhaps you are the kind of person who camps outside a store for the latest tech gadget, eagerly anticipating the next technological breakthrough. Many of us don't. In fact, many of us are the exact opposite. With each new development, we watch on with suspicion, longing for the days of simpler times. And now, as we stand on the brink of an AI-powered future, are we propelling humanity into a utopian paradise, as some claim, or a dystopian nightmare, as some others? And who should we listen to? To guide us through the fascinating world of AI, I present to you the physicist, the founder of the foundation Science I Like It, and our host, Tomasz Różek.
What is the connection between ethics and AI technology? We already have this technology. We are using it, and we will use it more and more often. Maybe it will be hard to find any field of our activity without AI in the really very, very close future. Are we prepared for that?
I don't think so. Of course, as you said, we see artificial intelligence and emerging technologies almost everywhere on each corner. However, sometimes we are completely unaware of that. Yes, I think that you are not prepared for such changes.
Our phones, computers, and even refrigerators can be our little informants. We talk to a friend about a new cake recipe, and suddenly we get an ad for a pastry course. It's not even surprising anymore, is it? And although it may make our lives easier, it also raises questions about our privacy. To help us with this, we will be joined by one of Poland's most respected AI experts, Aleksandra Przegalinska.
There's this movie WALL-E, where humans are depicted in a way that's not, I think, particularly good, but could be true if we decide to delegate everything to the algorithms. And that's a vision of humans that essentially make no decisions whatsoever. They just choose to entertain themselves and pick pleasure always, immediate pleasure, and are becoming those mindless blobs.
Algorithms learn our habits, preferences, and even weaknesses. And while on the one hand it makes our lives easier, on the other hand the question arises, are we masters of our own destiny, or rather puppets in the hands of algorithms? Aleksandra Przegalinska has provided us with her avatar so that our participants can speak directly to an AI.
Hello, I'm Aleksandra Przegalinska's avatar. What's your name?
My name's Łukasz.
Hi, my name is Dominika.
Are you surprised by our meeting?
Yes, I'm pretty surprised to talk to you like this, because I also know you in person as an academic professor. But yes, let's talk.
I feel somehow, awkward, a bit uncomfortable, curious maybe.
I'm Ola, or rather, I'm her avatar. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Ola. I'm Mateusz.
Using an avatar allows for more personalized interactions, so let's chat. Can you tell me a little bit about your background? What's your profession?
I'm a journalist. I'm working mainly on the television, but I've got experience also in writing journalism and in the radio.
I'm a historian and visual artist, and I was born and I spent the most of my life in Warsaw.
I'm an activist. I do things in the climate movement. I normally try, together with my friends, together with other activists, to organize protests and actions and inform people mostly about the climate crisis and about the things that we can do to solve this crisis and other crises.
What brought you to the digital realm today? Is there something specific you're interested in?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about the AI, mainly because I gotta say I'm pretty scared about AI for now, and I feel like it is developing so fast and no one's actually telling us how it's gonna affect our lives and our work, that I felt like we need to have that conversation finally before it's too late.
I would like to chat or to talk about the influence artificial intelligence will possibly have on the social and political installment of the human mankind.
Absolutely. The impact of AI on human society and politics is huge and multifaceted. AI could revolutionize industries, improve efficiency, and lead to innovations in healthcare, education, and more. However, it also raises concerns about job displacement, privacy, bias, and the ethical use of technology.
Artificial intelligence is a powerful catalyst for change, which can accelerate technological progress but also exacerbate existing problems. Looking at such perspectives undoubtedly forces each of us to reflect on the ethical and social consequences of the development of artificial intelligence. Can AI simply replace us? Or perhaps we will become slaves to machines? These are questions that have been troubling scientists, philosophers, and ordinary people for years.
There is certainly a threat that is related to very powerful algorithms that harvest and process data to become our guardrails and our mentors in various decisions that we should be taking by ourselves. There are some decisions that we can leave to them, but there are some others that are very important that are about our core, about our values, and about our future that should be ours only. So I already see an over-reliance on algorithms in some areas of our life. I see less of the supervision that I would like to see. And in that way, this threat is very real.
Paradoxically, I believe or I'm afraid that the rise of artificial intelligence will provoke a fall in the human intelligence. So probably people will be more healthier because of the artificial intelligence. Maybe they will live longer. Maybe they will be economically better. Artificial intelligence will do more and more things people usually had to do, and by that, people will become less creative, less intelligent, more lazy, dumber.
The algorithms that power social networks can influence what we see and how we think. What if these algorithms are biased? What if instead of showing us a diversity of opinions, they only reinforce our beliefs? It can create so-called filter bubbles for us, presenting us only with information that confirms our beliefs. We hear and see what we want, nothing more. One opinion and one truth. This leads to the polarization of society and hinders dialogue.
I'm a journalist, so it's very important that information that I show or write is correct, solid, and real. How I can be sure that when I'm asking AI some questions or I'm making a research through AI, how I can be sure that these facts are real and correct and double-checked.
To ensure the information from AI is accurate and reliable, it's crucial to treat it as a starting point rather than a definitive source. Always cross-check AI-generated information with trusted sources or databases. Use AI tools that provide information about their data sources. This transparency can give you insights into the credibility of the information.
Say you are using a large language model and it's retrieving some information for you. You're asking about something, you're getting an answer. Do you get the sources of that answer as well? Is a very good question here. Some large language models do offer that, some others don't. And I think it's our decision, and in the future it will be even more important, to pick the algorithm that provides maximum transparency. Because even if there is a bias, you know exactly the source of information where that bias is actually hidden.
So we see, of course, outcomes, but we don't see the process behind it.
So we don't know what is going on in the black box.
In this black box,
Okay.
Exactly. So, but sometimes we see that something is wrong with the outcomes, right?
So it's not a problem of algorithm, it's a problem of training process.
Yes, it's a problem of feeding the algorithms, right? We have to have reliable data.
So trash in, trash out.
Yes, exactly. This
it?
is the idea. So it's, of course, important to remember that we have to be skeptic. We have to upgrade our algorithms. And this is also a responsibility of each organization. Business have to take into account this problem.
We are seeing that, for example, in social media that are increasingly ruled by billionaires, by companies who have so much of our data, we're seeing that issues and things and information that matter, that are truthful, are completely pushed aside by posts and publications and information that is not true and that is there to manipulate people. And when I think that there will be AI coming into this game, then I just feel like that threat of people being disinformed, people being manipulated by big companies, big corporations, that threat is only going to get bigger and worse.
Let's try to visualize a situation where artificial intelligence will be able to take control of our minds, manipulating our thoughts and emotions, or that it will be able to launch weapons and start wars. These are often the predictions made by doomers. Doomers are people who predict a pessimistic future, often associated with the fall of civilization. In the context of artificial intelligence, doomers fear that AI will surpass our intelligence, enabling it to manipulate us in ways that we will not be able to predict or perhaps even notice.
Do you think that AI can be used for misinformation?
If we can generate an avatar just like you are, so you can just create any fake news, any information, and show it as a real thing, and it's really hard to just figure out which article or which video, like generated video, is true. So I think it requires whole social revolution.
There are certainly different aspects of how you can consider artificial intelligence a risky technology. What I absolutely agree with is everything that's related to deepfakes, because deepfakes are here, they are very real, as much as they are deepfakes, and they can cause a major distortion in our reality. They can create a stimulation of a process that did not happen at all. So in that respect, I think this epistemological risk, this risk of not figuring out what's real and what's not is very, very real. And with that, I fully agree.
This is our role as a scientist, to talk to media, to talk with journalists and explain them all the techniques of artificial intelligence. And I think everything is still in our hands, under our control. But I think people, they would like to see human oversight and see that this technology is under control.
Who controls our time and decides what we do? Us? Are we sure about that? Or maybe we were just suggested a series for the evening? Your streaming algorithm did that, which knows better what you'll like than you do yourself. AI is developing so rapidly that it is difficult to keep up with the changes and create appropriate regulations, and the regulation of AI is one of the biggest challenges of our time. We need to act quickly and decisively to ensure that artificial intelligence serves the good of humanity.
There are many debates now about how to form AI in the future. There is, for instance, a very interesting set of principles that is called Asilomar, which is an extension of Isaac Asimov's first laws on robotics. One of the most important aspects of Asilomar's principles is the role of artificial intelligence in our lives, which is the role of a supporter, not a role of a sentient being. The regulations or future regulations that could be founded on those principles would assume that we are not striving to build superintelligence, we are not striving to build a sentient being, but instead we are focusing on building ethical tools for humans. And then the rest follows from that.
In my humble opinion, we have to teach designers, programmers, everyone who is dealing with new technologies about this concept. Focus on humanity, so think in wider way, respect others' situation, think from this ecosystem perspective, think about long-term consequences. This is all about this humanity-centered design. In our history, we didn't have such situation where now we are sometimes on the lower position. We see that this tool, artificial intelligence, generally speaking, is sometimes in many cases smarter than we, and able to generate better results. So for us, it's something that we have to get used to it and collaborate with AI.
A good example of balance, I think, or future balance between the regulations and innovation is the debate that is now focused on the upcoming EU regulation on artificial intelligence, so the AI Act. The AI Act is very ambitious and it has many very important points. However, there are those fears that because of rigidity, it's going to become a problem to implement very ambitious, very advanced artificial intelligence in Europe. And I think what is very important is that we have regulations, because we need regulations for this technology, but that they are very precise and non-ambiguous, because if they are ambiguous, they're going to result in chaos.
It is commonly believed that history prepares us to predict the future. But our civilization, our situation, I know, our brains are changing so rapidly in last couple of decades, or even last couple of years, that history is somehow useless and pointless. Most accurate comparison that came to my mind when I was thinking about artificial intelligence in the historical context was actually a nuclear power. A bomb seems to be the perfect tool to stop all wars. And somehow it did. But then on the other hand, of course, the number of wars in the world continually decreases, but then we still live in a danger, in the shadow of the nuclear conflict that would basically destroy the human mankind. The access to it, or the use of it, is strictly limited, basically to the most powerful political bodies and entities.
The most serious threats that are related to artificial intelligence are, I think, somehow linked to the usage of this technology in the military and also in conflict. Here, we already have tools that are autonomous, semi-autonomous, and AI-based that can, in fact, kill a person. without any responsibility whatsoever. And that is to some extent already happening in some conflicts worldwide. And what is, I think, even more problematic is that very often regulations that are related to artificial intelligence are not affecting the military sector because it's excluded from them. So that, I think, poses many, many challenges and problems ahead.
I believe and I'm afraid that artificial intelligence will be freely used for every purpose imaginable, mostly for the profit of the private companies.
So what can we do to be prepared?
I think the most important thing to change completely our system of education, right? Because we get used to it, such traditional system, but the system, I think, has nothing to do with reality. This is the brutal truth. And I think this is the important thing. But I know that we have to prepare also teachers for such changes. And also spreading information, reliable information. I think policymakers and government should be involved in this process, right? To present both negative aspects and positive aspects of artificial intelligence.
Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Goodbye for now.
Thank you. See you.
I am still very concerned and not sure about AI, but at least I know it a bit more, which is very important.